ladies and gentlemen, we have a special stream today. As since I'm in, the Christmas spirit, I thought, doing a giveaway, I might as well show out my Christmas spirit. And so, Santa Bryson is here. That's simple, all right? I am Santa Claus for the next hour and a half to 2 hours, giving away not one, not two, but 3 Loudtown Collective shirts. And I'm excited for this, man. I'm excited. I've been waiting a while to do this giveaway a little bit. And I know you guys are going to pop in here soon. We're going to get some people. I've seen people hopping in and out. But this should be fun. This should be exciting. All right, I'm really pumped for this. It's going to be a good one. And something I've been waiting for a little bit to do. Okay, I know we've been hyping it up for almost a month now, I feel like. It's been quite a while. We've been hyping this up. So I'm glad that we're finally doing a giveaway here. I am glad we're doing that. Now, the contest rules for the giveaway, you've had to been subscribed already, all right? And I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I know I said all subscribers. However, we do have some people that haven't been active for a while, and so I put the most active subscribers, all right, in there. And one of you guys are going to win a shirt, or 3 of you guys, actually, will win a shirt. So, it should be fun. It should be exciting. I'm pumped to get going here. So, it should be a good stream. All right. Once some of you guys get in here, it should be nice. Good to go. But yeah, our plan today is Killian Wright over at Thunderous Intentions, where I also ride at, kind of, and, coincidence, Killian Wright, he writes for Thunderous Intentions, he's going to come over here, talk about the game last night, because there is a lot to talk about for the game last night. There is. Okay. And then, of course, Loudtown Collective, all right, they're a founder. He's going to come in for a stream for a little bit. We're going to talk about his company and, what inspired him to make the shirts. And if we're going to see any other different designs in the future, which would be interesting, I'd really love to see like a Dort shirt, a Chet Holmgren shirt, stuff like that. And so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be nice to have him come on here and talk about it. And he'll be with us when we do the giveaway as well. And like I mentioned, with the contest rules, you had to have been subscribed, all right, and you have to be pretty active with the channel as well. Kind of, giving back to you guys, okay? As you can see, I'm in the mood of giving, all right? Santa Bryson, that's what we are right now, Santa Thunder Digest. And so, but it's exciting. Once you guys get in here, just say what's up, say what's going on and everything. All right, I know we got some people coming in here right now. I know this is kind of an impromptu stream. I know I've talked about it before. It hasn't been registered on here. I didn't, make it until earlier today, around like 5:30 or so. So I know not a lot of time for you guys to actually know what's going on, but should be good. Should still get, a decent amount of people in here, and it should be fun. So, but like I mentioned, all right, I'm going to talk about, of course, the Thunder for a little bit first, and pretty much how the season's been going. I also need my laptop, so just 1 second, guys. I need my laptop so I can look up some stats and everything. Totally forgot about that. I meant to get that out earlier, and I totally forgot. That's on me, guys. On me. So I can open up the right zipper, right compartment on this. All right. But let's look up stats, see how it's going. I'm also interested, anything you guys have, noticed so far this season that the Thunder have either been doing really well, poorly, we could do better on, just mediocre. Let me know. All right. I think, and this is kind of, a known fact now, but we're a really good defensive team. I feel like the Thunder should keep building off of defense, okay? Defense wins championships at the end of the day, okay? So why not just keep building off that is my kind of thought process. Now, I do think there are areas that we could improve, all right, the team could improve at, such as three-point shooting, all right? Go ahead and going over to the stats right now, and let's take a look at our shooting percentages. So, as a team, we're taking around 43 pointers a game. All right, not bad. Solid numbers right there. Solid numbers, okay? We're only making 14 a game, though. That comes out to a 35% percentage. I would like to see that like 39, 40. I'd like to see us making like, 17, 18 a game. I'd prefer that. All right, but, beggars can't be choosers, all right? Some guys are taking a lot of threes. Shai's taking the most threes on the team at the moment at 6.2. I don't know how to feel about that. That specifically, I don't know how to feel. All right, I am glad he's taking more three-pointers, but the fact that 6 of his 20 shots each game are threes, I'm not so sure about it. I'd also like to see him take more shots a game. He's shooting 51% of the field. I want to see him taking like 23, 24 shots a game. Okay, that's what I want to see from Shai. J-Dub, he's been playing very well. He's shooting 38.5% from deep right now at the moment. 2 for 5 each game pretty much is what he's going for. That's almost 40%. It's like 2 for, every 5.2 shots. But he's shooting 50% from the field as well. I want to see him taking like 20 shots a game. Okay, I do. I just want to see our top 2 guys, Dub and Shai, taking more shots because they're efficient. They're making their shots, so why not take more? That's my thought process on that. Like, I just want to see him taking more shots. That's my thing. And so it is interesting. All right. It is, like a lot of things that we could be doing a lot better, could be doing a lot worse. Because it could be a lot worse. We're 20-5 right now. Keep that in mind. We're 20-5. That's a great record. It's one of the best records in the league, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go to the standings real quick. All right. Let's go to league standings real quick. That's the second best record in the league. We're tied with the Boston Celtics at 20-5. Cleveland is 22-4. We're half a game back from them. And then also, interesting thing, I don't understand. I need to do research into that. But why does Tuesday's game not count as a regular season game? I've been trying to figure that out, and I can't find out anything. I don't know why it wouldn't, but it's fine. It's whatever. I am excited for the NBA tournament championship. I am excited for that one. And so that will be interesting to keep our eyes out for, just looking at it, following along. But if we want to win, like I mentioned, I just want to see Dub and Shai take more shots. That's my thing. That's all, really. I just want to see him taking more shots. But like some other guys like Isaiah Hartenstein, all right, he's been playing great so far, okay? Like just looking at it, he's averaging, 12 and 12 a game right now. Absolutely insane, all right? Insane numbers he's putting up right now, which we absolutely love to see, okay? What else? Lou Dort, he's only averaging 10 points a game. But he's not playing bad, is the thing. When I look at it, he's shooting 41% from the field and 40% from deep. He's a reliable 3-and-D option now, okay? That's why I'm not mad at that 10 points per game. I just want, I'm glad he's taking 2s as well. He's trying to get in there and drive. But I just feel like his 3-point shot is so much better than just his driving ability that I would like to see, him mainly just taking 3s, all right? And he kind of is at the moment. 8.5 of his shots, 5.5 of his 8.5 shots are 3-pointers, which, hey, he's taking a lot of 3s. Good for him. It's just, I want pretty much all his shots to be 3-pointers. I want us to try to screen and get him open and everything because he's becoming that reliable of a 3-and-D option. Maybe we win some more games like that, all right? We got to have at all times a certified guy on the court that's going to be all he's going to do is take 3s. And I want Lou Dort to be that in the starting lineup and Isaiah Joe doing that coming off the bench, okay? That's, that's my thing with it. That's what I want. And so it's interesting. All right. It is interesting. And so, but it'll be good. It'll be good. All right. It'll be fine. Okay. It'll be fine. What's up, Daniel? What's up? I was wondering when you were going to come in here, if you're going to be here today. Also waiting on some of the usuals, Hash, Austin, Gamer, all those usual guys coming in here. Don't know where they're at. Hopefully they come in here soon. But, it'll be fun. All right. This is going to be a fun stream. Just kind of laid back, chilling a bit. All right. Like I mentioned, Killian Wright's going to come on here around 8:30 to talk about the game last night, go, break it down a little bit. And then around 9:15, Loudtown Collective's founder, he's going to come on here for a little bit as well to talk some ball. So that'll be nice to see as well. And, it's just a lot of fun. Having a lot of fun today. That's it. Okay. Got to have fun. This is going to be one of our last streams in a while. The next one will be Tuesday for the NBA Cup final. And then after that, it's going to be a minute before we're back. I think the next one we'll do is the game against the Boston Celtics. I think that's the next one I can do. So it's going to be a while until we can do a stream again after this week. And so it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun though. But what are some other numbers? Free throw numbers. Let's look at that real quick. 19.6 free throws attempted per game. I would like to see more. I would like to see more. Okay. Shai's, of course, taking the most free throws on our team. That's to be expected. All right. But that's to be expected. Of course, he's taking 8.2 free throws a game. The fact that he drives in a bunch. He's always trying to get in the paint and he's welcoming contact. So that's why I expect him to always have 8 free throws a game right there. Technically, Chet's our next, highest one, but we'll go, we'll count him out. Then after that, it's Dub with 3.4 and Hartenstein with 2.5. Like an insane drop off after Shai. And like, it's kind of crazy when you compare it to some other teams that get a ton of free throws as well. It's just, for some reason, we can't get to the line as much. And some of that is, I feel like, we're not getting the same calls as other teams. And this has been something that's been talked about a bunch through discourse on like social media and even that we've talked about here. I feel like if you don't wear the colors purple and gold or, green and black, green and white, you're not going to get the same calls as, the Thunder wearing, blue and orange. Now, there's a blue and orange team that will get calls. That's New York Knicks because they are based in New York. Even the Golden State Warriors, all right? Yellow and blue over there. They're getting all the calls that they can get. So it's just about, depending on what team you play for, you'll get those calls. What up, man? What up? I just some Rockets think they better. I think they're on something. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Did you guys see Shai's Instagram caption, by the way? He kind of clapped back at the Rockets. Let me read that for you guys real quick. Let me go find it. Let me go find it real quick. Let's see. Where is it? Shai. This is what he had to say. His caption was, I don't do the IG lives. I'm just really live in real life. Throwing shade, of course, at Tari Eason for the Instagram live he did. And so everyone was commenting as well. Like Dub, he's been breaking down his captions lately. And for this one, all he said was self-explanatory. And we all know, what it means. All right. J Will, he just put the T emoji. Of course, we understand what that means. And so even the Thunder commented on it, which is kind of crazy. And so just like everyone commenting on it, just like, oh my gosh. But it's the fact that he clapped back. Like I love to see that. I love to see that right there. But what's just say what's up, guys, by the way, you guys get in here. We got 15 minutes before Killian comes on for a bit and talks with us. And so I'm here to answer whatever questions you have. What do you guys want to talk about? So just go ahead, send it in the chat. Tell me, what to talk about. Just fill in the space for the next 15 minutes. And this hat sucks, guys. It is hurting my head. It's like, it's too small. They didn't have like multiple sizes. Make multiple sizes in these like hats. That's all I got to say. Make multiple sizes in them. Like, it's giving me a headache, man, but Alexander Bryson, I gotta wear this for you guys. I gotta wear it since it's the day of giving. All right. The day of giving, I gotta be Santa Claus. Okay. Gotta be Santa Claus for you guys for the next hour and a half. We can beat anyone healthy? No doubt about it in my mind. I agree with that statement right there. I don't think any team in the league can beat us when we're healthy. We're the deepest team in the league. We might have the best starting five. The only other team that I think, you could say has one, and like I can, I understand it as well, would be the Boston Celtics. Like I get that right there as well, And so the Boston Celtics are the only other team that I see beating the Thunder. The only other one. All right. So it's like, I just don't. Even Cleveland, I don't see them beating us. I don't. The only two teams that I'm like necessarily like, okay, we need to keep our eyes out on them is Dallas, especially if they make a move here before the deadline, which I think they will. I don't know who they're going to try to go after and get, but I do think they're going to make a move for someone. I don't know what it's going to be, but I do think they're going to try to trade for someone. So that's something to keep our eyes out on, see who they're going to try to get. And then, of course, Boston. Always got to be worried about Boston. All right. With the team that they have built up, always got to be worried about them no matter what. And so it's just interesting to see. All right. Like I mentioned, keep our eyes out on them. All right. NBA gods would know we would wreak havoc healthy, so they're trying to keep us injured. Exactly. And, like, I don't want to get into, like, conspiracy theories and everything. But I do think some teams are trying to injure the Thunder. Like, Alperen Sengun, for example, last night. Okay, did you see how many times he was hitting our guys in the face? Then afterwards, all right, he was trying to fight Cason Wallace with what, a minute left in the game or so? Like, come on, guys. Like, you can't hide it up and make it that much better. And the fact, like, he wasn't even making a basketball play originally. He came in and shoved Cason Wallace in the back. Like, that's not a basketball play. He wasn't trying to, go in for a rebound. He didn't even try to go up and grab the board after that. He just purely shoved him out of pure hatred. That's the thing. That's all he did. He just shoved him out of pure hatred. And so, it's interesting. Like, and we're going to talk more about that game tonight as well once Killian gets on here. But, yeah. And, like, the Warriors, for example, as well. Like, just seeing how Draymond plays, it doesn't surprise me at all either. I'm not trying to start that conspiracy theory along with the refs not helping us out at all. I do think there might be something fishy going on. There might be something fishy going on here for a bit. All right. And so Killian said he's ready. So I'm going to send him the Zoom link. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send him the Zoom link, and if he can get on here already, we're going to get him on here. All right. So let me send this all to him real quick. Also need to connect my headphones on there so I can this way I can go in, I can listen to him talking or anything. He doesn't pick up through my headphones or anything. All right, boom. Ooh, that's not the speaker I wanted. Yeah, there we go. All right. Anyways, like I mentioned. All right, we're getting Killian on here. Okay. He's going to hop on in a second. There he is. There he is. And so, what's up, man? 1 second. I'll get you settled in here real quick. All right. Yep. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first guest tonight. Okay. His name is Killian Wright. He goes to Missouri, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. All right. He's been riding for Thunderous Intentions now for past few weeks. And he's been doing great. I've been loving reading his articles anytime I get a chance. All right. It's been fantastic. Glad he can come on here. We're just going to talk about the game a little bit last night. But without further ado, everyone, Killian Wright, here we go. Killian, just go ahead, say what's up, tell everyone, who you are. I know I did like a brief intro. I didn't, prepare all of that or anything. It was just off the top of my head. But, if no one knows who you are by now, which hopefully they do, just go ahead and tell everyone, what you've been doing and everything.
Yeah, well, first off, thanks for having me on the stream, man. I'm happy to be here. Love talking Thunder. Any chance I get. Been a Thunder fan for like 10 years at this point. Good to put a face to the name. But yeah, as Bryson said, I study journalism at University of Missouri. I'm a freshman, so first semester just wrapped up. I'm getting into it. Did a bunch of video stuff in high school in terms of commentating. Now I do a bunch of live on-air stuff through the school radio station. I write for, obviously, Thunderous Intentions. Just started that a few weeks ago. I write for my school newspaper a little bit. Write for the radio station. I just kind of do a whole bunch of little freelance projects. But yeah, I'm really starting to kind of dive into the NBA world of media now. I'm loving it.
Yeah, bro's just been writing. That's purely what he's been doing for a little bit. He's just been writing. But it's good to have you on here. Radio experience. Yeah, radio experience. That's always huge. That's kind of helped me get started with this a little bit now, and I think I've built up a decent community over here. They're good people. They're good people. I'll just say it at that for sure. But just speaking on it, big thing that we're just going to talk about for a bit is the game last night, as things did get chippy at the end there.
Yeah,
things did get chippy.
People who know me know I'm not a fan of Şengün for many reasons, and that did not help his case in my personal beliefs. No, not one bit. At all.
I didn't like him when I saw that interview that he did talking about how he felt relieved when OKC traded him. When he was really talking about, he was like, they have no nightlife. Why would I want to go there? I look at it and it's just like, we don't want you then either if you only care about how the city is at night. Like, we want people that want to come here and play basketball and win a championship. And clearly, you're not in the mindset to do that right now. You're here for the experience. And so when he said that, I was just kind of out on him at that point.
Yeah, that kind of gave me a feeling like you can't think you're bigger than an organization. Like if MVPs have been able to play here in the past, like as a rookie, you can't be like, nah, I'm glad they didn't draft me. I mean, obviously
Exactly.
guys will come out and say that in retrospect, but like saying it as soon as he did, I think that's a little crazy, especially considering where Houston was and is and where OKC is and was. So I think that was a
Yeah.
bit of a crazy take from Şengün. I'm
It,
not gonna
oh my
lie.
gosh, it was wild. Like the fact you would go out there and say that on air as well is kind of insane. And like I've seen fans, on like Twitter accounts, all these, like news accounts go out there and say it.
Oh
Like talk
yeah.
about players. Like I remember there's a certain Mavericks fan on Twitter the other day. One of his old tweets resurfaced when Derek Lively was originally drafted to OKC before he got traded
Yeah.
on draft night, talking
Yep.
about like he's glad he went over there, that they didn't want him, and then like 10 minutes later he had to take it back once he got traded over. And so
Yeah.
I've seen
Well,
fans talk about it, but not the players themselves, which is kind of crazy.
I know. I mean, I hope there's none of them in here. If you are, I'm sorry, but those music accounts on Twitter, you gotta watch out for those. Those are
You
those are
gotta
pretty
watch.
garbage. They're
Some
pretty
some
garbage.
some of the Twitter ones I find, like the Thunder ones especially. I have a special place for the J Will Muse guy. All right.
Oh, I'm
I
not gonna hate on the Thunder guys. You know what I
No,
mean?
no, I won't
You know,
hate
I'm
on
not gonna
them
do
at
that.
all. I had Gafford Muse comment on one of mine yesterday. And
Yeah,
so I'm like, I wanted to respond, but I was like, this is, I can't do this.
that's
This is
not
just
worth
gonna
your
open a can
time.
of
No.
worms. But like
Yeah.
some of our music accounts, I really enjoy. Like J Will Muse, he's a legend. All right. And
Yeah.
then of course we have like the newer ones as well, like the Dub Muse, Aaron Wiggins Muse. Those guys are just chill. They're posting stats, and then of course the pack videos. But let's stop getting sidetracked a little bit. I have a bad habit of that. But
Same here.
but the game last night, I think everyone was kind of expecting it to be some sort of high shooting contest for some reason. I mean, Jalen Green's been playing amazingly. I mean, he's been fantastic. He looks like he's a true scoring threat and the number one option for a Houston team at the moment. I feel like everyone was, projecting him to get like 30 points last night. Everyone projecting Shai to get like 40 points, dub to go off. And I don't think people were actually realizing how good of a defensive team both teams were until the game last night. So I just wanted you to kind of go into it and be like, and just kind of explain how historic and how good this defensive team is going to be here in OKC, because we've talked about the stats multiple times on here, but I still don't think people actually realize how historically good this defense is going to end up being.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw some graphic earlier today. It was like through 30 games of the season, Oklahoma City this year is like the fourth best defense of all time, trailing only the '08 Celtics, the '16 Spurs, and the '93 Knicks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right there, that number alone, that puts you in great company if you're Oklahoma City. And this is a team that it's not all of a sudden. I mean, you've seen growth even in some of the rougher tanking years. You saw the vision of Dort being your kind of, all right, bulky lockdown. I'll go take the star one-on-one. And Shai has always been a stock monster. And then you see the pieces kind of come in, and collectively, you've got this great unit of like fast, twitchy, positionally huge guys. I mean, that's the main thing with Oklahoma City, in my opinion, is uh, the size has always been something that people kind of cry about, or not cry, but like cry out about, I guess. Is they'll
Yeah.
be like, "Hey, we need to
Always
go get
worried.
some more size." Yeah, and to be fair, that's a completely valid worry. But when you really dig down and look at it, Shai is a very big point guard. J-Dub is a big forward, and he kind of operates as a guard, especially with that wingspan. Caruso's a big guard, Wiggins is a big guard,
Yep.
and then Chet and Hartenstein are both big centers. So positionally, it's a very big team, and I think that is the main factor in Oklahoma City being as good of a defense as they are this year.
No, 100%. And I will say I am one of those guys that's always worried about the size. I mean, I don't know if you've seen some of the videos I push, but I'm a big believer in Jonas Valanciunas being a
Yeah.
great fit over here. I am the president of the Jonas Valanciunas fan club, and I do think he'd fit in well here. But at the end of the day, I keep on having to remind myself, two of our three centers are injured at the moment. Jay will, hopefully he comes back soon here. All right. Chet, we'll probably see him post All-Star break. But post All-Star break, we should be completely healthy realistically for at least players that will get rotation minutes and be starters. And then the size won't be a problem. I keep having to like remind myself, and like anytime I see people talk about it on Twitter, remind myself, be like, man, like I understand we only have one 7-footer at the moment. We're about to get, another 7-footer back, by the All-Star break. Okay. We're also about to have Jay Will, who's like 6'10, 250 pounds. He's a big body. He sets some hard screens as well. And he really brings a lot to the table offensively that people often forget. He's a great pick and pop option, and that's going to be great to use with Hartenstein on the floor as well, because then you're going to have to pick. I think I see lineups with them running together where he plays the 4 off the bench. Hartenstein sets the pick and rolls down there. J Will is there for the pick and pop real quick. And I just think this offense is going to be very versatile once just one of J Will or Chet comes back here. I just keep on having to be like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine.
Yeah, I totally see your point on that whole size thing. I would say not as much this year because I did know that even though they were out, we had Chet and Hartenstein waiting for the All-Star break. Jay Will coming back in a few weeks, as you mentioned. I think we're fine this year in terms of making a move. Previous years, I've totally been on the train. Like, go get Larry Nance, go get Mason Plumlee, go get Nick Richards. Like, I've been that guy. This year, though, I think something that's going to be really interesting is I really like the way J Will can personally fit next to Chet and Hartenstein.
Yeah.
And as well as on his own sometimes, not too long, but sometimes he can play on his own. But the question is I think Kenrich has been so good this year. It's kind of posing a question because if J Will comes back healthy and he's the same, you kind of have that question like, hey, which one's going to get minutes? Because I don't think both of them are going to.
That's a conversation that I feel like is going to be had. And Kenrich Williams is going to be someone that I feel like a bunch of teams are going to try to trade for. Like, it's been rumored the Mavericks would potentially go after him along with some other Western Conference teams. And I don't want to see OKC ever make a trade with Dallas. All right, I don't. But he is picking up a lot of value on the market right now where I could see, especially, and I've talked about it quite a bit, Brooklyn. Brooklyn's looking to do a full rebuild right now. And everyone's pretty much on the table. And I think swapping him for like Dorian Finney-Smith would benefit the team a lot. And honestly, I could see, Finney-Smith jumping in the starting rotation a little bit as well at like a 4 spot, move Dub down to the 3. But I do think we've seen the impact Kenrich Williams is having for the Thunder, especially last night. He had, 7 or 9 points off the bench, played great defense as well. And he's a pure hustle guy. He's kind of built in this hustle mentality alongside with guys like Lou Dort, who are going to be diving on balls like they're live grenades out there. And like, he is one of the main guys to credit for that. And I just don't know if I'm ready to see him go or not. And I know if we make a trade involving him in any package, it's ultimately going to help the team. I just think it's tough to have these conversations when you look at how much he's done for the team so far.
Yeah, you read my mind there. I mean, like, everyone, including myself, and it sounds like yourself included too, has been throwing Kenrich along with Oos out in these trade packages. Like, hey, let's go get someone a little bit better than Kenrich, just because. And it is a little risky because you move a guy like Kenrich, you move a guy like Dort.
Yep.
And there goes your tough guy. There goes one of the guys who've been there. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Kenrich, Dort, and Shai are the only guys who've been here for the entirety of the rebuild.
Kenrich may have not been here the entirety. I think he was in New Orleans in like 2020.
Yeah, I think 2020 to 2021 was his first season with Oklahoma City.
But I mean, Shai was here during the bubble and, during the time of Chris Paul. 2018 was his first year over here. 2018, 19.
No, 1920 was his first year here.
1920 was it, man?
Traded, yeah.
It's been that long.
I know, it's been forever. But yeah, so like the Kenrich thing, it's tough to move. And then honestly, I kind of think there last year and a little bit the year before too, there were certainly some questions like, hey, is Kenrich really that good anymore? Was he just kind of one of those guys who are better on a bad team? But I think this year he's almost cemented himself as like, no, I'm a contributor to pure winning basketball too. I think he's excelled in his role and he's very versatile in many roles, but in the short term, he's been a great backup 5, and quite honestly, I think I would like to keep him around because I think Kenrich's strengths kind of cover up some of our weaknesses. They don't help it all the way, but he's certainly a
well, like
part of
when we
our
have to go small ball, for example.
He's perfect.
Right now, Hartenstein's getting in foul trouble a lot. And that's just, unfortunately, the name of the game. He's our only center. He has to contest down low. He has to be physical, so he's going to draw fouls. Then we have to go small ball. He's been a great small ball center for us. He's one of the reasons we've been staying in some of these games when we have to take Hartenstein out. And really the reason we've won some games as well, looking at how he's played since he's come back from this injury. So it's nice to see him out there. But just like I mentioned, my only concern with him is the fact that he's bringing so much value to his trade stock right now with how he's been playing, that there might be some deal out there where Presti looks at it and he is like, man, this one is just such a good deal that I don't think I can turn it down at this point.
It's certainly a possibility. And one thing about Kenrich is you mentioned his small ball five is I like Kenrich as the small ball five because he's small and he's quick and he can shoot, but he's not too small, you know?
Yeah, I
He's
know you
big
mean. Yeah,
enough to where he can kind of fight down there. And he basically played Steven Adams off the court last night, which is something that we got pretty
pretty
familiar with
much.
towards the end of Adams' tenure. But yeah, he hit that. He stretched Adams out the court and he hit the three in his face, and Adams was yanked after that, and he was done.
Yeah,
And so, I mean, that's something that Kenrich brings that it is a choice. I mean, if you get the right piece, I think you can give up Kenrich and be okay. But there are things that Kenrich does that I think really matters. I've got some numbers here, but Kenrich, so he's up to 43% three-point shooting, and
yeah,
it's not a crazy volume, but he makes guys pay. You can't leave him open. He's got the Terrence Mann thing going on. You can't leave him open in the corner. And I think that off the bench, the bench's biggest weakness is probably creation, at least in my opinion. The self creation is really rough with the bench. Obviously, when Hartenstein moves back down to the bench, that's going to help it. But right
yeah.
now, it's like it's pretty rough. You're relying a lot on AJ Mitchell, who's only a rookie, to be that ball handler in the bench unit. And then Kenrich is 44th percentile in creation, which is basically like how many open shots are you going to generate for your team and per 100 possessions. And this is all while he's like sharing the court with Shai and J-Dub and kind of being an off-ball player a lot. So to put that number like into perspective, you've got other wings around the league on competitive teams. You got Peyton Watson's all the way down at 24, 20 below Kenrich. Sam Hauser's at 28, Risha Shea at 39, and then Tari Easton at 47. So those are all productive teams or productive wings on really good teams. And Kenrich gives that level of creation way more than those guys. And I think that's
Hmm.
something that the Thunder bench really needs right now. And so while I do agree with you that like Dorian Finney-Smith is far and away, or not far and away, but I think he's a substantially better player than Kenrich. I think we both agree
Yeah,
on that.
I think we
I
agree
think
that he is a better player just in general.
yes, for sure. I mean, he's a really great forward defender and he's knocked down three-point shooter. I don't think he's quite got that creative pop that Kenrich
Yeah,
has. And along with the team identity, Kenrich is a big part of the team's identity. And even though it may have kind of faded away the last couple of years, I think the team sees it more than the media sees it, perhaps. And I think Kenrich kind of gives you a lot off the bench that maybe guys like Dorian or I don't know, the Jay Crowder mold can't give you, basically.
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just interesting looking at it, and he has a very tradable contract. So does
He
Usman
does.
Jang. I mean, he's making 7.5 million right now,
Yeah.
and so it's just one of those things where you add in, a guy that we aren't really going to use, and I hate to say it since he's only a rookie, Dylan Jones. He hasn't impressed me all too much, and I get it.
Mhm.
He's a rookie. I have to keep that in my mind. He hasn't experienced the NBA yet, but he's what, 23? All right,
I
he's
believe he's an
old.
older rookie. Yeah.
He's a really old rookie. He spent all his time at Weber State all the way up to his senior year, and so it's one of those things. Just looking at it, where it's like, okay, he's just really old, and it's the comparison between him and AJ Mitchell. It's like how I've been looking at it. The fact
Yeah.
AJ Mitchell has been doing so well, and AJ Mitchell's only a year younger than him, compared to Jones, what he's been doing, he just looks a little lost out there. I think some of that will help more G League reps and more reps and at the NBA level. But I think it would be a very similar situation to what we're having with Usman Jang right now, where, okay, we drafted him all the way back here in the same class as Dub and Chet. All right. We knew he was going to be a project. We took him with a lottery pick because we could afford that at the time. All right. We didn't really have anything else to do. He was this guy, 6'10 forward that can do everything on the court, but yet we haven't really seen that yet. He's just a project. I'm worried that's going to be the same thing with Dalton Jones. And that's why, in my mind, I'm telling myself, like, I can't, like, it's not out of, like, hate or anything. All right. It's purely like looking at it from like a basketball standpoint. Adding his money in with like a K Rich or Usman Jang trade would get us a lot of guys in the league that we could use realistically. And so that's where I look at it, where it's just him and it's the comparison between AJ Mitchell. I try not to compare because they're completely different players. But when you see guys that are very similar in age, come from mid majors as well, it's hard not to.
Yeah, it's hard not to draw the comparisons, especially when like this Dylan Jones situation isn't one that OKC's unfamiliar with. I mean,
No.
spent time giving Poku his trials, spent time giving Oos his trials, and then a little bit less each time, granted. Oos didn't get as much opportunity as Poku, and Dylan Jones isn't getting probably as much opportunity as Oos did. But also it's a little hard to even showcase what Dylan Jones is capable of because at this point it's like we need to win,
Yeah.
and what he gives the Thunder isn't quite that. And from a surface level, Dylan Jones, I'm not sure how appetizing he is to other teams. Quite frank, I mean
Yeah.
he's what like 6'5", 220, but his thing is like he can be a small ball center or a point guard. So you're looking
Yeah.
at almost like a little bit of like a dollar store Josh Hart in the long run. So I mean, but yes, certainly his contract combined with Oos and Kenrich, I think that's the makeup of a trade for the Thunder to make is those three guys, at least two of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I've seen people combine him, and I was looking at it, combining him with K Rich and Uzman Jang to try to get one of these guys that has a larger contract because that comes out to like 15 or 16 mil when I
hmm
was doing the math. And I mean, it almost gets us Cam Johnson looking at it, who I think would be a great fit here with the Thunder. But it's just one of those things looking at, like I keep on looking at it, it's just like we have the assets to make the trade, but this team is so good at this point. Do we really want to risk that? And I see people constantly say is like, look at the Gordon Hayward trade last year. The Gordon Hayward trade wasn't necessarily to make OKC a magical contender and throw him in the starting lineup. That wasn't the grand scheme of it. Yes, we wanted him to help and be a contributor on this team. Ultimately, the trade was to free up cap space so we could make a big signing in the offseason. That's what the trade was mainly for. All right? To free up that 30 million that we needed to go get Hartenstein. But that fear of making a trade very similar to that, I see where, certain people are coming from when I look on Twitter, when I look in, my chat and everything. That I see where the fear comes from just from that trade.
Yeah, I mean, you Thunder fans have got a bad taste in their mouth from that Hayward trade last year. That went about like, as far as
Yeah.
on court, that went about as poorly as it could have. Hayward basically played the worst basketball of his career, and it appeared as if he had quit by April. And so I could totally understand why some people are kind of iffy on trading, and I am too. Maybe not for that reason, but I am iffy on the trades. But yeah, like you mentioned, if Kenrich and Oos and Dylan Jones is going to get you a guy like Cam Johnson, it's kind of hard not to say that. Now, if it's going
Yeah.
to get you a guy like I don't know, of the Royce O'Neal caliber, you're probably a little more iffy on it. But if you're getting
Yeah.
Cam Johnson for that, yeah, I mean, you kind of have to take
You
that if you're
you kind
Sam
of have to
Presti.
do it at that point. And
Yeah.
like it's mentioned, everyone wants a bunch of people from Brooklyn right now because they have solid players. We just saw Dennis Schroeder go to Golden State. All right, the first major trade that we've seen during the season. Dennis Schroeder gets shipped off there, and clearly Brooklyn they want to sell. They want to get rid of some of these guys, and I just think with the assets that Oklahoma City has, even looking at trade capital, we potentially have 4 draft picks this year, and we don't have room for 4 players on the roster.
No.
We don't. We have to do something regarding those, whether that's trade these picks now to get picks later down the road and keep replenishing the cycle that we're trying to do right now to keep the dynasty going that we're hopefully building here, or if you're trying to get a player that can help us win right now at this moment and get us a championship because our window is officially open. It's just interesting to see when you look at all the capital that we have in our treasure room of players and trade and draft picks. It's just interesting to see what we could potentially do and get in return.
Yeah, and Presti's always been a fairly active guy at the deadline. It's not always the big splashes, but he's
No.
active. I mean, you see Hayward last year, you see Sarge the year before, you see little swaps of like Svi Mikhailuk the year before that, and
Hmm.
so he's always an active guy. So the question really isn't whether he's going to make a trade or not. But one thing I do kind of wonder is I find it hard to imagine that Dennis wasn't on their radar as a
Yeah,
guy
I
who's
find it hard not
formerly
to
with
imagine either.
OKC, and so like my kind of wonder about that, and there's probably not a way for me to know unless I get on a phone call with Sam. So it's if you're not willing, so assuming Golden State basically gave up expiring contract and 3 seconds for Dennis, and the expiring contract doesn't really matter because Dennis was already on expiring, and
Yeah,
so
and
you
Melton's
basically
injured.
just
It's not like he was
yeah
helping.
yeah, so you just give up 3 seconds for Dennis, and so I find it hard to imagine OKC wouldn't have a better offer in that. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah,
we could have offered 4 seconds or protected first. So that means that Presti probably didn't submit an offer for that. So if he's not willing to give up the combo of Kenrich and Oos and a couple seconds for Dennis, um, what type of player making that type of money would he be willing to give up those assets for? Because personally, I think for making what he does, which I think Dennis makes about 13 million right now, which is about exactly
I
what
think
Oos
so.
and Kenrich match up to. Um, I'm not totally sure what other roughly 12 to 14 million dollar guy Presti would be willing to give those assets up for that's better than Dennis. Because I don't think there's
13 mil,
many.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I don't think there's many, if any at all.
No,
So that
yeah,
that just makes it a little harder for that trade to go through, not because of what I would do, but because of what Presti would do.
yeah. And like I've chatted with him before, just thankfully due to coincidence, meeting him a few
Oh, at
times.
the middle school game, right?
No, actually, college game.
Oh, really? I
Yeah,
thought
he
I
he
thought
went
you
he
said
went to
you were
my
at like
college.
a Okay,
He went to
cool.
my
I
college,
thought you
came
were at
back
like
for
a local
Thanksgiving
school
break.
during that. I didn't realize
No,
that was your school.
yeah, my school, and like I've
Sweet.
chatted with him, and he asked for my opinion on what we should do, and I told him like I would like us to get a four, you know, like a guy that can either be thrown in the starting lineup a few times or even just play off the bench. And he said that's interesting. I've heard that quite a few times already. I don't know if that means from like his inner
Yeah.
circle, from other people that he just personally knows, but I do think just like you mentioned, going in his past, he's pretty active at the deadline. I do think we're going to make a trade. Whether that's a major trade that's going to get us a Cam Johnson or, DFS, or if it's a minor trade where, oh, we just traded Dylan Jones for, another G League guy and got picks in return. Like whether that's the trade, I don't know. I just have a strong feeling, like deep in my gut, knowing his past, that some sort of trade is going to happen.
Yeah, and I think if I had to put money on it, I think I would guess the latter, and the fact that it's probably going to be Dylan Jones for a couple seconds,
Yeah.
or you're looking at like that's really the only that's probably my strongest guess as to what it
Yeah.
would be right
And I'm
now.
fine with seconds because you look at our history in the second round. We have a good history drafting there, even undrafted guys. Lou Dort was an undrafted guy, and look what he's turned into for us now. Aaron Wiggins, 54th pick overall?
55, I believe, but yeah, same
55?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
AJ Mitchell, second round guy, who I think should have gone like top 20
yeah,
looking at him, but it was his age that was a question. And so knowing his history and his group's history with drafting guys and then panning out in the second round, I'm fine with us getting some second round picks in return. And I've seen some interesting things in the chat. Matthew, one of our regulars, he said Usain Jones works for Herb Jones. I was talking about Herb. I saw the post earlier, like literally 30 minutes ago or so, saying that New Orleans is not going to sell him or Trey Murphy or Misi. And so that's unfortunate to see because I really do think Herb would be a great fit in OKC. But then someone else said they won't trade until they know where the picks fall because if they're lottery picks and this is a deep draft, it makes sense to keep them, especially when it comes to the future. And like I get that point, but since we don't know where they're going to fall, and with how deep this draft truly is, when you look at some of these guys, Ace Bailey, Cooper Flagg, a bunch of these guys out here that look really solid. Since I'm from Oklahoma, I keep up with a bunch of the Oklahoma guys. Jeremiah Fears has been rising up the draft stock right now, and I really like him. That I think he could make his way into the lottery if he keeps playing like he has been lately. There's a bunch of guys I look at that where it's the mystery that makes them so valuable. Where you have this Clippers swap that we could potentially use, and I think the Clippers are about to fall off, exponentially here pretty soon. And then the fact that we also have Miami's, I think they're going to be a playoff team, making it like the 6 or 7, and it's a lottery protected. But even if it doesn't convert, I think it turns into an unprotected next year. If I have all my, my memory correct, we have a bunch of picks that just turn into unprotected picks next year if they don't convert, and I think that's what makes it so valuable.
yeah, and it's so crazy because these picks that we got so long ago, and now they turn in these assets, and it was so smart by Presti. He kind of started this new wave of, hey, we're gonna set up our picks for when we're gonna be contending, not for when we're rebuilding. Because
Yeah.
before this new Thunder rebuild, the move was to get 3 draft picks in the same year that you're tanking as a team. But Presti realized that the way the contracts balance out is you want to have your stars at the same time as rolling in these high draft picks so that we can get these quality rookies on on contracts, excuse me, and have them kind of build along with your
Yeah.
stars. And so I think that was kind of a genius wave started by Presti there.
It was, and everyone was questioning him at first. I remember someone said he was the black eye of the league, that the Thunder were the black eye of the NBA. And
Oh,
looking
so many
back at that,
people.
yeah, and looking back at that comment now, people are considering him a genius. A bunch of the same people that were saying these things about him, saying that they need to fire Presti. They need to let him go. They need to get a new general manager. He's going to run this team to the ground. And look, the rebuild lasted 2 years. Like it was such a quick turnaround due to the foresight that he saw into doing what he was doing. And like we've talked about, the fact that he is drafted so well and finding talent in the second round, I have no doubt he can find these win now guys that we can put side by side when we say for some reason we can't keep one of these core, role players. Like let's say we have to, Kenrich Williams walks or J Will walks. And those are guys that like at the end, but they do help us out quite a bit. There's no doubt in my mind he finds someone through the draft that fills right into that role. There's no doubt about that in my mind. And that's why these picks that he's built up are the reason OKC could have a good thing going for the next 10 years or so. And so it's just interesting to look at it now and actually see this vision that no one else could kind of follow with actually work out and everyone trying to copy that.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean it's a copycat league, but in this case, Presti was the one who started the copycat. With this scenario, it's teams are starting to kind of try and mock what Presti did. I mean, Atlanta's trying to do it right now by obtaining their later picks back in the
San Antonio.
DeJounte trade, and yeah, they're lining it up. So I mean, people are realizing that this is the way to go, and it was a really great setup by Presti, and it all worked out. I would say it's aside from the Giddey thing, I would say it's all working out about the way they predicted, and especially with the salaries, which I think is the big thing they tried to predict is who are they going to be paying big
Yeah.
money when push comes to shove, and now it's Shai and Dort, and so you had all this money left over because you hit on these Chet and J-Dub draft picks and got these quality players on low deals. And so you're able to go spend big in free agency in the 24 offseason, go splash with Hartenstein, which, by the way, if you'd like to, I'd like to talk about how perfect Hartenstein is.
Go ahead.
I mean,
I've been preaching this the entire time. I remember one of my first articles I wrote for Thunder's Intentions was how good of a fit Hartenstein was and how he can actually unlock what this offense does because we now have a pick and roll option. We have a big body
yes.
that we can throw it up for lobs. He's shown to shoot the three ball before, and he's even had comments about it. I remember sending it into our group chat talking about how he's going to start taking more threes, how he's been messing around with it in practice. And if he starts making those, this offense, no one can guard it. And he's a great passer. He's a top 5 passer at his position. When you look at his touch around the rim and look at his, playmaking, there's only one other center in the league that I truly think does it a better job, and that's Nikola Jokic. Now, he does it far a ways better than him. But still, Isaiah Hartenstein is a great playmaking big for his size.
Yeah, I've always been saying that Hartenstein is like a mix of Sabonis and Horford, and you had 3 main points there. You said his screening, his passing out of the roll, and then his defense. And I've got some stats to back you up. Actually, we had the exact same thing. We were thinking of the same point. So Hartenstein's screening. It really helps those bench guys that I was mentioning earlier. You've got Queso, Joe, Wiggs, Caruso, those guys, and AJ along with them. Those guys aren't exactly the best ball handlers, play
No.
initiators, stuff like that. But when you have Hartenstein, who's probably the Thunder's best screener since Steven Adams, if not better, you've got Hartenstein setting these screens out there, creating all that space for these guys to see an open floor and get this vision and the passing lanes and kind of give them a little bit more time and slow down the game for them to figure out what they want to do. That helps so much. And not only does it help these bench guys, it even helps with Shai, who by far and away, this is Shai's biggest, this is his best screener he's ever had in his career. I would say at least.
Even better than Steven Adams?
I would say that, okay, maybe not pure screener. I guess I should reword that. Steven Adams is probably better pure screener, but in terms of what they do after the screen, Hartenstein definitely clears Steven Adams in this aspect.
Okay.
Shai is now up to almost 10 pick and roll possessions per game compared to his almost 8
Interesting.
last year. And so we're clearly more willing to do it now that we have a better
Yeah.
threat in Hartenstein. And keep in mind, this is also without Chet and Hartenstein playing together. I'd imagine this number shoots up to more about 12 once both of those guys are playing. And so that's a 2 game increase or 2 run increase. And then his points per pick and roll have also increased by about 2,
Yeah.
8.8 to 10.4. And so the other thing I mentioned with Hartenstein is his use out of the screen, and you nailed this, is Hartenstein out of the short roll. His passing is unbelievable. It's ridiculous. Everyone talked about it preseason. It is absurd how Hartenstein operates out of the short roll. You get
Well,
that man
him
the
and
ball in the
Joe.
elbow. Yes, that is the number one bench combo right now on the Thunder is the Joe and Hartenstein pick and roll. It's elite. And the Hartenstein go-to move that I think makes him fit like absolutely seamlessly with them. And this is, let's say you've got Shai top of the key, right? You've got
Yep.
Hartenstein setting the screen. Shai goes around. Hartenstein rolls. He's at about the elbow. Shai kicks it back to Hartenstein at the elbow. And you know that little push shot he's got?
Yep.
That's such a threat that it lets the guard who's always sitting in the dunker spot, because this is the Daigneault scheme, guard in the dunker spot. Last
Yep.
night it was Caruso. Hartenstein fakes the jump pass because the defense has to play it honest because he's so good at the little push shot. Bounce pass down to Caruso on the block, easy layup.
Yeah.
That is like, I think, the epitome of what Daigneault has been dreaming of for 3 years, and he's finally got it now.
Yeah, I think Hartenstein just does so much for this team that I don't think people were realizing. And I get it. People were saying overpay. Why would you pay this much to a guy who just had his only good season of his career so far? And like, I get the concerns, but you also got to look at fit. And we had the money to spend. All right, we didn't get Claxton, which I think was someone that everyone was kind of pushing for. I feel like even the Thunder were going to try to push for him, and like that was their number one option. Just look at him. I mean, he's 7 foot, giant wingspan, great shot blocker, one of the best rim protectors in the league. If you pair that next to Chet, but then you get a guy like Hartenstein, who overall is just a better fit. We needed to spend the money anyways before we got fined, and so it just made sense to do that, and it's worked out great. And he's earning his money, and the contract is a good contract as well because it's a team option for that 3rd year. So let's say we get Dub and Chet, all right, their extensions and everything, boom. Let's say we have the capacity where it's like, yeah, you're doing so good with us right now. We don't need to use this money anywhere else. We'll go ahead and pick up the team option. It works out. If not, we decline it and be like, look, would you be willing to take less money to stay here and everything, keep winning championships so we can use this money elsewhere and keep this squad together? Which, knowing Hartenstein and how well this team's been meshing together, it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever if he did something like that come that final year.
Yeah, and it's a few years away at this point, but yeah, that is something that obviously Presti plans very far in advance for, arguably more than any general manager in the league. Presti looks so far ahead when it comes down to contracts because I think he doesn't want to have another situation of the Harden
Yeah.
luxury tax issue, and I think that kind of gave him PTSD so bad that he plans for this in the future, and he's not going to have this happen again, despite
No.
what people think. They're like, how is OKC going to pay everyone? The same way Boston pays everyone. They'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I
they'll
mean,
they'll figure out some
it'll
sort of
work
way.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's something people I think forget to realize. There are salary caps. Every team has the same salary cap. That's just how it works out. If it didn't, look what happens with Major League Baseball. You have teams like the Dodgers, the Yankees,
Yeah.
Mets, always get whoever they want because there's no salary cap. I get what you mean if the NBA didn't have that, where it's like, how are they going to pay them? They're going to go off to a different team. They all have the same, salary cap, luxury tax. All right, I get it. Contracts are going to increase at this rate. Shai could be making 80 million a year if he truly wanted that, which is absurd to me. I don't think he takes 80 million, and I at least hope he doesn't. I hope he takes that down a notch, or else that's going to eat up like 40% of our team salary that we can hand out, and that just kills our team's hopes of kind of competing. And so I hope he doesn't do that, because then if he does, we have to say bye to one of Lou, Chet, or Dub at that point. And so
Yeah. It feels like when we hit our 40s, it's like NBA guys are going to be hitting soccer player monies.
I
It's
know
crazy.
it's and soccer makes they make money.
Yeah.
They make money over there. But it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
crazy looking what this team has done so far with all the signings we made. And I also want to go back to you mentioned Josh real quick, all right? Like I don't think that was necessarily a failure of a draft pick. I think that's just due to the fact we had some players develop that we had No clue they're going to be like that. Like Dub, I don't think anyone projected him to be the true second option for this Thunder team. I don't think when he was originally drafted, people were like, oh my God, this is the guy that's really going to change the direction of this franchise. He's really going to come in that second option. Everyone was saying that for Chet. And Dub didn't start at first. He wasn't a starter. We took him in the lottery at the 12th pick overall, but he wasn't a starter at first. He was coming off the bench for like the first 20 games.
I believe Baisley started over him a little bit at the beginning of that season.
Exactly.
Yeah, no one had him as a franchise cornerstone.
Yeah, like no one had him as even a third option on this team. All right, but seeing him develop how he was and stepping in that role as the second option, it just shoved Josh out once everyone else got back because it changed the landscape of how the Thunder were going to play. Shai became an MVP caliber player and became the team's true point guard. Unfortunately, Josh, if he wants to succeed and truly show what he can bring to a team, he needs to be the true point guard, and that's what he's doing in Chicago. And he's had a nice little stretch these past few games, if I've been seeing correctly. And so it was just due to fit, which I think is the name of the game now in the NBA. You get guys that fit your scheme. I think that's what New York did when they traded away Randall and DiVincenzo to get Cat. I think Cat just fits their scheme overall a lot better. They just want to space the floor. Unfortunately, having Randall on your team, you can't space the floor. You can't. And so that's what they did. They traded him away, got him. Same with Boston. They want to be a gritty team. So what they do, they got guys that are gritty. Derek White, Drew Holiday. All right, Kristaps Porzingis is adapting that attitude now as well. That's what they did. It's all about who fits your team style best. Unfortunately, Josh, he fell out of that kind of style of play, and we got someone in return that was going to play great defense for us. Alex Caruso struggled offensively a little bit so far. He's picking it up with Hartenstein, like we've talked about. He's going to help out a bunch of those bench guys. I knew Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, and Isaiah Joe were going to be the guys that benefited the most once he was back. But even then, defensively, he's been so good defensively, it doesn't matter how bad his offense has been.
Yeah, and about Josh, I mean, I agree. I should have reworded it differently. The pick itself wasn't a failure. The fit was a failure. But it's interesting because at first glance, I was one of the guys kind of clamoring for Giddey and being like, yeah, let's go get Giddey. We're all about versatility, right? Let's go get this 6'9" point guard who can pass, shoot, and rebound, theoretically. The passing was maybe not as amazing as hoped. The shooting certainly wasn't, and the defense just never really clicked with Giddey. And as the years went on, Giddey really wasn't as versatile as people kind of hoped he would be. The off-ball play wasn't really there, and he just kind of fell out, and it didn't quite work. But like you mentioned, the guys who do work with it, Wiggins, Joe, Caruso, Wallace, these are guys that work in the scheme of the switchability. All that type of stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm going to have to cut it here as Loudtown Collective, their founder, is going to be coming on here a little bit for the giveaway. But one final question that was just asked in the chat by Jesse, which I think we know the answer to this. But do you think OKC wins the Cup Tuesday?
Wins the Cup.
It'd technically be the first championship in franchise history. I mean, as the Thunder, it'd be the first championship. I'm fine with throwing a parade for that. I'm fine hanging the banner. All right, Los Angeles did it. Why can't we?
See, I would like to say yes. All right, Dame scares me a little bit. It's been 5 years, still scares me. But I would say. I feel like Oklahoma City's strength this year defensively has been shutting down the other team's best player. And I think that's the best possible way to beat Milwaukee is to, hey, Andre Jackson, go beat us. I know you're not going to. Bobby Portis, go beat us. You're not going to. And so it's like, I think if OKC can throw the wall at Giannis, which they're more than capable of between J-Dub, Dort, Kenrich, Hartenstein, it's a good wall, Caruso.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember who asked me.
Got the tools.
Yeah, I can't remember who asked me the other day. Someone did. And they asked, how does OKC stop Giannis? How do they guard Giannis? And being honest, you have Hartenstein shadow him the entire game. Yeah. All right? He's our most physical and most athletic player when you look at build. All right? Just have him shadow him. Okay? Just have him just straight up on him the entire time. Lou Dort's not going to guard Giannis. Dub's not going to guard Giannis. You need Hartenstein with him at all times. Now, he's going to play like 34, 35 minutes, just like Shai does. And so you're going to have around 2 to 3 minutes each quarter where he's not guarded by someone just as big as him. But I think OKC can survive on that if they just guard the perimeter. You can live with those easy twos as long as we can do our style of offense and make the three-pointers. The reason it looked so rough last night against Houston is because they're such a good defensive team that naturally everyone's going to struggle shooting against them, just naturally. That's how it goes. You see that when teams play against OKC, all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, what? They just shot horribly that night. It's like, no, they played a great defense. That's why they shot horribly. It was the same thing last night. So I just think if Hartenstein just shadows Giannis the entire time, all right, I think we're fine because, like you mentioned, I'm not worried about a Bobby Portis. I'm not worried about a Chris Middleton. I'm not worried about AJ Green. All right, those guys I'm not worried about. They're just so inconsistent. Even Dame right now, he's aging. He's not the player he was 5 years ago. All right, he just isn't, and so it doesn't worry me as much just due to the fact I think all their surrounding players with Giannis are just inconsistent offensively, and they're not great defensive players either.
Yeah, and if you think about it, yeah, you're gonna have Hartenstein on Giannis for the entire game. Well, most of the entire game. You're also gonna have one of Caruso, Dort, and Wallace on Dame the entire game,
Yeah,
and that's just if you're Dame, that does not look good. And then
no,
J-Dub is about as perfect of a matchup for Bobby and Brooke as you can get because this isn't 2K. Brooke and Bobby probably aren't gonna punish him in the post too much, and J-Dub
no,
is just fast enough to abuse them on offense, but just lanky enough to guard them on defense. He can
exactly.
shadow them on the 3-point line, and they're not going to be able to get an easy shot off on him. He's got a
Yeah,
7'2" wingspan.
they they
Yeah.
they have the size against us, just naturally they do. But even then, it doesn't worry me all that much. And like I'm not worried as long as we find a way to hold Giannis down, which I think we have the perfect solution with Hartenstein. I'm fine, and I think OKC wins by like 15.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm not sure for a specific score prediction, but Milwaukee's defense is pretty lackluster. Oklahoma City's isn't. I think that's a pretty fair tell for who's going to win.
Yeah,
Maybe a little bit biased, I'm a Thunder fan, but I
might be
think
a
I
little bit
would pick
biased.
them. I think
It's
I would
just
pick them
yeah,
over Milwaukee.
like when I ranked the teams and everything before, and like that was what I was talking about. Is like yes, they have Damian Lillard who can give you 25 to 30, but the problem is he's so inconsistent now that he like you don't know which Dame are you going to get. Like, are you going to get 15 point and 5 turnover Dame? Or are you going to get 30 point on 7 to 10 from deep with 1 turnover Dame? And I just think against this OKC defense, they're not going to get the 30 point Dame. They're going to get the oh shoot, I just went 2 of 13 from deep because I had Lou Dort and Cason Wallace switching on me the entire game. And so it's just I just don't see how Milwaukee not really stand a chance. I think it's going to be a good game, but necessarily have a way to beat OKC.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. I think it's pretty favorable. I'd imagine it's in Vegas. I'll go ahead and talk about the lines. I'd imagine the lines are in favor of Oklahoma City.
They are. I think I saw the yesterday as soon as the matchup was decided. I think OKC was minus 200.
That
And
that
so
checks out, I would say.
pretty good odds. But I mean, like I mentioned, I don't see any other way besides having undefeated NBA Cup coach Darvin Ham. That's really the only luck that they have going for them right now. But anyways, that's all I got, man. Once again, thank you for coming on. You're always welcome on here to talk ball. We usually do Thunderstruck Thursdays as well. And so always welcome to come on there and talk ball. That's just when I usually chat with everyone, answer their questions. I won't be streaming for a little bit because of Christmas break. But anyways, like I said, thank you for coming on here. Any last things you want to tell everyone before we get out of here and go to Loudtown Collective and the giveaway?
No, just thank you for having me, man. I had a great time.
Of
Enjoy
course.
your Christmas break. For all the viewers, you guys can find me on Twitter at TalkKillian, TalkKillian. Tweet basketball stories out. It's great working with Bryson at Thunderous Intentions. It's a really fun little company through Fansided there. But yeah, thank you for having me on, man.
Of course, of course. Well, hey, gonna get off here. I'll see you around, all right?
See you around, man.
One sec, guys. All right, guys, that was Killian over at Thunderous Intentions. All right, thank you guys for tuning in and being active. I promise I see you guys in the chat. When we have guests on, it just gets hard to read sometimes and everything. Like I see you, Crazy Thunder. All right, Matthew, Baz. I see all you guys in here. WWE, Bruce, Switch City. I see you in here as well. Hayden Wheatley, what's up, man? Love interacting with you. Austin. You know, Thundertaker, like Jesse, I see all you guys in here. Don't worry. All right. I'm reading the chat while I'm going along with these. It's just I don't want to interrupt our guests when they're on here. We will be having Loudtown Collective on here in like 5 minutes or so. He will be on here quite soon. So that's excited, as that's when the giveaway is. All right. That's when the giveaway is. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun giveaway. Now, I will say, all right, I have got it down to 50 people. Okay. I went back and saw who's commenting the most, who's being the most active, who's here at the live streams. Because you guys are the ones I want to reward the first off. All right. They're like, you guys are the ones I really want to reward. So all you guys that are in here right now, automatically submitted. Okay. All already submitted in here. So don't worry about that whatsoever. Okay. You guys are in here. So don't worry. Do not worry. The only one that isn't is Thundertaker. You already have plenty of shirts. You've done a giveaway. I hope you understand why you're not going to be on here. All right. I hope you can understand that. But the rest of you guys are in here. Okay. The rest of you guys are in here. So don't worry about that whatsoever. Anyways. Anything you guys got for me before we bring on Loudtown Collective here in just a minute? Anything? Huh? Because if not, I'm going to go ahead and send him the invite. If not. No, nothing. You guys not going to answer me? No, not going to answer me at all? You guys just going to chill in there? And so, if that's the case, I'm going to go ahead and send him the invite link. I accidentally ended the meeting. Let me start a new one for him there. Yep, that's good. All right. Sending him the invite. Get him on here soon. Favorite Christmas song? The one that goes chestnuts roasting on an open fire, but not like the actual original one. If you guys know the Anook guy on TikTok, the one that goes like, chestnuts roasting on an open fire, where like he doesn't actually pronounce the words and everything, and it's like the really grainy video. Specifically that version. Specifically that one. Anyways, let me send the invite link over to him real quick. All right. Let's see. But anything else before he hops in here real quick? Anything else, guys? Because he'll be in here any minute now. Send him the invite just now. But I mean, that was good. Killian's a good guy. All right. He's a good guy. I've really been enjoying working with him so far. All right. He has a bright future ahead of himself. All right. He's doing great work. Please check him out on Twitter. Like I was mentioned, talk Killian, along with check out some of his articles over at Thunderous Intentions as well. All right. He's a really good guy, and I've been enjoying working with him so far. He's been fantastic. All my guys over at Thunderous Intentions, Mark Nylon, Braxton Reynolds, all those guys, loving y'all. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. But as we're waiting for LTC to get in here real quick. Dudes, I'm probably turning out shirts. I hear business is booming. I gotta tell him, like, I have an idea for a shirt that I really want him to do. Like, I want a Lou Dort shirt so bad. I don't think you guys understand. I want him to make a Lou Dort shirt so bad. But like, we're pretty much gonna be talking about like what kind of made him start this company and everything. We're gonna be talking about all that. And so I'm excited though. This is gonna be fun. This is gonna be fun. Good guess, informative on the Thunder. I love him. He's a good guy. All right, wish him nothing but the best in life. And so, I forgot I was supposed to email it to him. Oops, that's my bad. That's my bad, man. Let me just send it to him real quick. All right. Boom. He should be getting it then. Man. But also, guys, before we get into the giveaway, to like keep up with it, so I know who's won and everything. All right, I'll make sure I'll keep track of that. But to get your shirt, you have to message me either on the Discord channel or on one of my social media handles. Just look up my name and you can find it there. But to get it to you guys, I do need you guys to like find me on social media or Discord and message me there. So if not, I'll have to choose another person. So kind of want to see Cavs versus Thunder finals. I wouldn't mind that whatsoever. I think that's a great matchup for OKC. I think the team matches up very well against them. Yo, what's up, man? What's up? Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. Let me get you on here real quick. But ladies and gentlemen, he's here without further ado. He's one of the bigger names out there regarding Thunder gear, and I highly suggest, even if you don't win tonight's giveaway, and even if you do, still go out there and buy some stuff from him, because it's some of the best stuff. I don't know if you guys can tell by my shirt right now, but it's kind of, you know, the hot thing going around with the Thunder right now. But ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Corey from Loudtown Collective. Let me fix this. Something's going on with this real quick. You're not showing up for some reason. Something happened. One sec. There. Boom. You're here now. All right. Technical difficulties, but we got it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey over from Loudtown Collective. Just go ahead and say what's up, man. Give him a little intro. I did a brief one, not the greatest one, but go ahead. Tell them everyone, you know, who you are and everything.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Bryson. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
I think my name's up there, Corey. Loudtown Collective. Appreciate you guys hopping on. I love your content, Bryson. Keep it up. You've been killing it. Appreciate it. And I hear we have 3 shirts given out. That's insane. I'm excited. It's the spirit of giving. I like the hat. Let's give away another. I'll give away one on me too.
So, really?
Yes,
so 4.
yes.
We're doing 4 then.
Do it. We're going 4, man. We're going 4.
We'll do 4. All right then. Anyways, you heard the guy.
Subscribers tuning in this late. We got to give a 4th away for sure.
I know. We got 50 people here for the list, and so I just went through it based on, you know, whoever I've been seeing most active. Those are guys I really want to you know, really give it away to. Did you guys plan the matching shirts? We got Thundertaker in here, but no, we didn't. I just planned on wearing this since this was our main event of the night. And so, but anyways, all right. I briefly gave you a little, you know, rundown of what we're doing here, but the big thing is I want to know what kind of, you know, gave you like the inspiration to start this.
Yeah,
that's the big thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I moved to Oklahoma in 2021. My wife's from here. I'm originally from Southern California, so just moving out here. I love it. If you're from here, you know.
Oh yeah.
Know the small town vibes. If you visited, you know. So it's just a great place, great small town. Immediately fell in love with the city. It's a great culture. Everyone's doing their own thing as far as merch. There's so many fashionista designers down here. Everyone's supporting everyone out here, and it's just a really good small town vibe feeling. And what a great team to rally behind, but the Thunder, man. It's just,
exactly.
Absolutely.
I mean, like right there, it kind of sums up. If you're from Oklahoma, you know the feeling. You just know.
if you're from here or you visit here frequent, no explanation necessary. Like, you just know. And if you haven't been here, no explanation will suffice, to be honest with you. Yeah, got to get out to a Thunder game. The place is rocking. It's
the best crowd in professional sports. I will say that. Even regular season games, they make it sound like a playoff atmosphere. Like
100%.
It's called Loud City for a reason.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely absurd, and it's part of the reasons like I fell in love with the team.
100%. Yeah, you're getting out here soon, right?
Yeah, I'm coming back on Thursday.
Oh, heck yeah.
Thursday, and so I'm gonna be taking my brother to one of the games for his Christmas present, and so
I love it. Well, we got to meet up.
Yeah, of course.
If you're around, yeah.
Yeah. I live like 30 minutes outside of OKC. I'll hit you up if I'm ever in the actual city itself. Sometimes I do. If you want, try to come out to the Clippers game.
I will do that. What night is that?
January 2nd, whatever day that is. I want to say it's a Saturday or Sunday.
I think I can swing that. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll roll down.
It's a Thursday, actually.
Awesome. That works too.
And so
I'm in Edmond, so I'm just 20 minutes north. Yeah.
Shawnee, like 30 minutes east. So yeah. But
100%.
Yeah, someone just said once you get used to the weather pattern or lack of it, it's great. Oklahoma doesn't have a weather pattern. We know that. Yeah. We know Oklahoma has no weather pattern.
I was just being from California, I was just out there for work last couple of weeks, and I probably spent more traffic in those 2 weeks than I have my entire time I've been out here, and it's just not fun.
It's not.
So I'll trade the traffic for the weather. Let's do that.
The occasional tornado once in a while, Yeah.
Once
a month.
Got to catch cover, and it's usually not too bad.
Exactly. But I mean, this is great going on here. I mean, people are going crazy about you right now in the chat. But
awesome.
The big thing is, I want to ask you as well, what primed you, like, specifically the Dub Trey Ball celebration? Like, because it is cool. All right, it is a cool Sully, but like, why that one specifically? Like, why not do anything based off of any other player?
Yeah. The Trey Ball, I feel like the whole team rallies behind it. Really. Yeah. I just saw a video from the last cup I saw a photo from the last cup game. I mean, you got iHeart doing it, you got Dub doing it, and you got Shai now doing it.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah, I threw that on my cover photo. I was like, okay, this is gold. But no, everyone's rallying behind it. It's kind of a team deal. Yeah, it started with Dub. That is Dub's hand. And I do know one of the Thunder videographers. So he shot me the photo. I had the rights.
Okay.
We worked a little bit together on that. Threw it on. My brother does some of the designing with myself. So we threw it on the shirt and it worked. I hadn't seen anyone, and we're not trying to capitalize on anything. We're just kind of trying to bring the culture alive and throw it on a shirt. And, I'm sure others will follow along and throw it on a shirt as well. I've seen a couple different renditions. I mean, people are ripping actual Dub on a shirt. So I'm not going that far, but there's definitely stuff out there, but I just felt like it was just a big part of the team right now. And it really just brings everyone together, to be honest.
It is. And not like to hate on organization itself. I feel like there's not a lot of great options shirts wise if you look at the team store. And so it's nice to see something kind of more modern, I guess, where this, I can wear it out to events. Like I love it. It's a great shirt. Like I throw it on with some sweats I got from the Black Dog that look like slacks and everything. And this is what I actually wore to meet Presti. And
I know, I saw the photo.
Yeah, and he loved the shirt.
Yeah.
He loved it. His wife loved it. And they were talking about it. And so, but
I gotta get him a couple. I see him in passing. I gotta get him a couple.
Yeah, I would literally just mail it in to the team.
Yeah,
that'd be my best advice. Like, I mean, their website's posted online, and you just mail it to him and be like, "Hey, this, I wanted to get Presti this," and knowing him, he would 100% take it. No doubt about it in my mind. But
absolutely,
someone did ask a question, or more of a statement that kind of leads into what we were going to talk about next. But Matthew over here said a barking shirt would be cool. I had a question, that I told you about. Any plans for any other designs in the future that we might be able to hear about?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There is a dog's tea in the works.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Oh, you know it. Yeah, that's happening for sure. There are many renditions of that one out right now. I want it to be perfect. I'm kind of like that.
You want a perfect product.
Season is only so long. So we do have to get some stuff out there to the people for sure. Dogs, absolutely. A dog's barking tea. And it is, I wish I had some kind of a little mock-up right now to kind of sneak peek, but to come soon for sure.
Come soon. All right. I'll be on the lookout for that because as soon as I see it, I will definitely be getting one.
We're kind of quality, not quantity. We're not just trying
100%.
to stuff out. We're trying to carry it into, off season, not really sure what to expect.
Yeah.
That the team's playing. I mean, a championship would bring a lot of different ideas for sure. But
Well,
yeah,
some of the
just from
celebrations, yeah.
I do have a few other things going too. I'm thinking of foam fingers. I'm thinking of throwing up some foam fingers, getting
All
those
right.
designed. Yeah.
All right.
Just little things. I know you might have some of these air fresheners.
I have one hanging up in my room right now.
Yes,
I
and
don't have
actually,
a car, and so I was like, I don't know what to use this for. So I'm like, I'm just gonna hang it up by where I do all my work at. So
yep, I got one in the car. I got one in the office here. Yeah, so I don't have those on the site. I need to get those on the site.
Yeah.
But if you see me in passing at the game, if you're at the game, DM me. I have them in hand. I'm happy to give them out, and I got stickers as well. So I'm all about
that's something
everyone
that's something that we're trying to do here as well. Once we get a few more subs and you're a little bit more well known,
Absolutely.
we've definitely looked at trying to do merch for the channel as well. And so once we get to that point, I'll tell them to hit you back up and everything.
I love it.
And so,
yeah,
but
absolutely.
yeah, someone also had a question that
Sure.
we can both try to answer as well. Jesse, he's going to an away game versus the Warriors. I guess he's from the Bay Area, and he wants Shai to try to sign his jersey, and he's wondering what his best bet to get a signed jersey would be, the home or away one.
Well, he's going to get the autograph because Shai signs.
Shai does everything. I mean,
for everybody. Yes. Yeah. So don't sweat that, Jesse. Home or away? They both have a blue number, I believe. Or the white has a white, right? So it's blue. It's I would go home.
White has
probably.
blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely go home. That's what I did when I got Dort to sign mine. And so
yeah. And if you don't get it, I'm assuming you're in California going to the Warriors game. I have extra signed Shai jerseys. I'm happy to hook you up with one, man.
You heard the man. I'm sure Shai will sign it though.
He'll take care of it. But if you strike out, which I don't think will happen,
no,
we'll help you out for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll do our best. Or best. Someone also said the barking shirt with barking shirt with microphone on the long sleeve. And so that seems like a lot.
Microphone.
I see the vision. Like the barking shirt with a microphone. Yeah. And it's like this version, like the crew neck.
Okay.
And so people just throwing out ideas. And so extra signed jerseys is a huge flex as well. I've just read extra signed jerseys. Yeah,
I do that a little bit. I mean, the guys are so cool. Shai signs.
Oh, they're amazing. Like amazing. Lou at the game. He actually remembered me speaking on him a little bit, which just goes to show how great the team actually is themselves. I couldn't get Lou to sign my jersey from when I went and saw him play against the Celtics, which was unfortunate, but I had him check out my shirt, and I was wearing my Torture Chamber shirt and everything, and he laughed and said that was a good shirt and everything. And then I go to the Thunder at Boston Celtics game since I'm up here for my birthday, and that's when I got him to sign my jersey. But I had my jersey off, and I was like, peep the shirt, Dort, and he yelled at me that he remembered me from the other Celtics game, and so I was like, that's a pretty cool moment great right there. And
the guys are incredible, man. It's like they love us just as much as we love them.
They understand the Thunder are literally what OKC in the State's about.
Exactly.
They understand they represent us like for the entire state, which I think they're doing a great job at that right now.
Absolutely.
And so one more thing before we get into that, Thundertaker did ask for a Nick Gallo shirt, which I think is I think that would go hard. I'm not
I like it.
Lie there.
I like it.
So.
Dub has a couple. I gave him like 4 shirts. He's got them. Lou's got one. I know Zay Joe wants one. So just got to get him in there.
I saw you get Lou one, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But before we get in this giveaway, Jesse with the $5 donation there. You guys are the best. Thank you, man. Hey, thank you, Jesse. You didn't have to do that at all. I appreciate it, man. But without further ado, let's get into this giveaway. All right.
Do it.
So I have 50 people here. All right, for it, and I have a random number generator. All you guys have a number for a raffle ticket there. Okay. So this is going to be completely random. But now we're going to be doing 4 since, you know, Corey over here said that he's willing to hop in as well and help out. So without further ado, the first number that we have is 14. And that's going to go to not RBH. I don't think he's in here right now, but he is constantly on the channel commenting, and he's always backing me up. So I'm glad to see him get something right there. So let's go ahead and get that bold so I know he won that. And so congratulations to not RBH right there. The second one that we have here, and this feels like the lottery a little bit. This reminds me of Oklahoma with all the casinos. This is what it reminds me a little bit. Playing slots. But the next one, surprisingly, number 1, and someone that's been here a long time as well, Hash. He's usually always in the stream. I haven't seen him yet, but he's always active in the Discord channel, so I know he'll appreciate this. Hash won our second shirt here that we're giving away. Love to see that. One of these guys that's been here a long time. And he's been here since we had like 100 subscribers, so I'd love to see that for him.
That's amazing.
I love to see that.
That is amazing.
The next number, 34. Going down the list a little bit. And I know he's in here right now. I know. And I know he's in here right now. Daniel Berry Sports, congratulations. You just won a shirt here as well. Now the final one, once again, like I mentioned, please, please, please. All right, don't get, you know, upset or anything. I have more giveaways planned in the future since you guys have been so great. But the last one that we have here now is going to be number 2. That goes to Austin Roberts, who has also been here a little bit as well. And I know he's in here right now, so congratulations to Austin right there. Our 4 winners are Hash, Austin Roberts, not RBH, and Daniel Berry Sports. Congratulations to everyone that won this giveaway today. Like I mentioned earlier, if you guys weren't here for it, if you want it, just message me on Discord if you guys are in the channel, and Discord server. If not, it's in our channel bio. Or if you don't want to download Discord to join there, you can always find me on all the social media handles like Instagram, Twitter. All right, just look up my name and you guys can find me there. I just need it, you know, you guys' address so I know where to ship them to, so we can actually get you guys to them as soon as possible. Congratulations to everyone. And so anything else you want to kind of say before I start getting all the details worked out here?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you again, Bryson, for having me on. Appreciate the content you're pumping. I love tuning into Thunder Digest. It's absolutely awesome. There's not too many good ones out there, honestly. So you're really rocking it. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Thank you to all subscribers too. You guys are what make this go. So
hey, you said it. You said it, not me. All right. I try to say the same thing. Sometimes I feel like they don't listen to me, but you know, it's like a family. Sometimes you don't listen to your family.
So true. Lastly, everyone have a happy holidays and just be safe and thunder up, man. Like let's rally around this team and get a ship going.
Yep, exactly. Well, anyways, hey, thank you for coming on, man. All right.
Appreciate
it was a pleasure. And I'll get you one of the address information for that extra one that you added in there. That's huge. That's huge of you.
Yeah. And I'll holler at you after and I'll get all that info and I'll get that out tomorrow if we can.
All right. Awesome, man. Well, hey, thank you for hopping on, and maybe we have more of these in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bryson. Right. Thank you, everyone.
All right. See you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. See you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, like I mentioned, all right, our winners are, let me go back to the list here. We got Hash, we got Austin Roberts, we got not RBH, and then we got Daniel Berry Sports. I know Daniel was in here earlier. I know Austin was. Hopefully you guys are still in here. But you guys are our 4 winners because Corey over at Loudtown Collective added in an extra shirt he was going to give away for us. All right, at first it was just going to be me all out of my pocket. I wasn't expecting him to do that at all. But that's just how good of a guy he is. And I think that sums up what OKC, like the fan base and community, is all about, is helping out each other and giving back to the community. I think the team does that well. And so Corey hopping in that as well. Man, that's insane. That's insane. So thank you to everyone that's been here. I'll make sure to do a community post for that as well. Try to find you guys, reach out, okay? All right. The next few videos as well, I'm going to make sure I post that out and be like, hey, these are our winners. Please join the Discord channel or find me on Twitter so I can get you guys your shirts. All right. So But man, this was great, all right? And I promise to you guys that did not win the giveaway, all right? I promise we have more planned. All right, we have more planned that I, want to do. Once we get our own merch as well, I'll make sure to, give away some of this stuff as well. And I want someone to do like a Torture Chamber shirt as well. And, find some of this stuff that really can help out the, you guys a little bit as well. But like I mentioned, all right, congratulations to our 4 people that won the giveaway. Anything else you guys got for me? And also shout out Jesse, all right, for the super chat there. Absolutely insane. You did not have to do that whatsoever at all. Insane for you to do that there. Absolutely insane. Super appreciative of it. All right. You're a legend for that right there. All right. I appreciate it a ton. If you guys are going to keep doing that, I'll have to get like a super chat, donation, like, animation to put up here when that happens. All right. Maybe like lightning strike with dub or something like that'd be crazy. But anything else you guys want to ask, or, just kind of statements before we give it away, before Santa Bryson signs off here for a little bit? Anything else? I know Thundertaker said, great work tonight, Bryson. Can't wait for the next one. Crazy Thunder, congrats, y'all. Yep. And so, our winners, guys. All right? Those are our winners. Hash, Austin Roberts, not RBH, and Daniel Barry Sports. Hopefully you guys are still in here. And like I mentioned, all right, to get your shirts, please just message me on one of my social media handles or message me in the Discord channel so I know what address to send all this stuff to. All right? Big plans for the holidays? Just go home, enjoy it with my family. I only get like 2 weeks, and so I got to enjoy every moment I can get. All right? And so... But anyways, that's all I got, guys. All right. Like I mentioned, be on the lookout for more giveaways. As always, how I finish this off. All right. I just want to thank each and every single one of you guys for being here. I guess you just had on, what was his socials? This is my first time hopping on your live streams. So I'll give you guys both socials. So Killian Hayes is Talk Killian, TALK, KILLIAN on Twitter. Okay. And then that was Loudtown Collective. All you got to look up is Loudtown Collective on Twitter, and that'll be his handle. All right. And like mentioned, all right, he potentially has more stuff planned for the future. Okay. And then finally, biggest threats versus the Bucks. Just Giannis. That's it. All right. I'm only worried about Giannis. We can find a way to stop him. That's all. But like I mentioned, thank you guys for everyone being here. Thank you for the constant support you guys have been showing me. Like always, all right, please take care of yourself. Mental health is very important to me. Okay. I was once in a very bad spot myself. A few years ago, I was thinking about completely changing my career field, not even trying to do this kind of stuff at all, going to like business. And thankfully, I had a good support group around me that kept me there and kept me doing what I'm doing. And now I'm here with all you guys. So please take care of yourself. I'm here to support you guys as well. If you guys ever need to talk, like I mentioned, you can find me on social, you can in the Discord channel, message me there. I want to make sure you guys are doing well and everything. So without further ado, that's all I got for you guys. All right, once again, appreciate you guys. Love each and every single one of y'all. I'll see you guys in the next videos and streams.